If you're somebody that suffers with feeling guilty after every time you enter the cookie jar or you eat that cake that you shouldn't have had, you know you shouldn't have had, but you ate it anyway, I'm going to explain why it's not the cookie or it's not the cake that's caused you to feel the guilt. And now guilt is one of those feelings which is so dangerous because it causes discouragement. If we feel guilty, then what follows on from that a lot of the time is discouragement. Now, what can follow on from discouragement? Demotivation. Now, what can happen if you're demotivated? You're a lot less likely to stay consistent. Now, consistency is one of them things that's spoken about loads. And as someone that struggled with consistency for years, until I broke the cycle, it was not because I stopped doing the things that made me inconsistent. It's because I planned for them. Now, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to reframe the way that you look at a cheat day or a cheat meal, to completely change the feeling that you've experienced after you've eaten that cupcake you know you shouldn't have ate, or after you've had the cookie that you know you should not have even bit into. Now, this feeling caused me so much discouragement over the years, and I feel like I felt it every single week, multiple times a week. Mondays come and we're doing really well. We're smashing our calorie targets and macronutrient targets and training plan, and everything's going well. Tuesday, you're doing well. Again, Wednesday, you're in there, man. You're about to have a fantastic week. Thursday comes and you've come home from work. There's a cupcake on the side. And you look at that cupcake first of all and you say, no, I'm being disciplined right now. I ain't touching it. You go to walk off, but that cupcake starts to speak to you. The cupcake says, come back. I ain't finished with you. And you're like, no, surely the cupcake didn't just speak to me. It's a bit of a scary voice. So you turn back, you open the cupcake packet and you take a bite out of the cupcake. All right, one bite. Put it back down, leave it. Of course, you're not going to take one bite out of a cupcake. They're designed so you take multiple and you finish it, and then you have another one. So you finish the cupcake and then you have another one. And after you finish both of them cupcakes, there's a wave of guilt that rushes into your body and you experience this feeling of, flip, I made an irreversible decision and I now can't go back. Oh, well, I may as well mess up the rest of the day. And then that goes on to mess up your week. As much as I joke about it, this is actually the dangerous reality and a dangerous cycle that I know many of us have been caught up in, whether it's for weeks, years, and months. This is a cycle that we can enter quite easily. You're probably thinking I'm going to say, just stop eating the cupcake, be disciplined and put it away and don't do this and don't do that. But that's not the case. Now, it's not a matter of discipline and consistency that is the problem most of the time. It can be. However, the problem is you didn't plan for it. That's why you're feeling guilty, because you didn't plan for it. Now, let's reverse this situation. If it was your birthday and there was a cupcake on the side and you ate it, you'd be like, yeah, it's my birthday, I'm eating the cupcake. And you'd feel no way about it. And then the next day you'd get back to doing what you was meant to be doing. You've reset, you're back on your health and fitness journey. However, on a random occasion on a Thursday, that's not the case. Why do we feel so much guilt for eating this stuff? I'll tell you why. Because you didn't plan for it. That's the only difference. Eat the cupcake on your birthday, eat the cupcake on a random Thursday. The only difference between these two is just the plan. So what should we do? As I said, I'm not saying don't have a cupcake or don't have a cookie. I'm saying don't be reactive. Plan. If you want to have a cupcake, Thursday I'm going to have a cupcake. And then on Thursday when you have it, there's no guilt attached to it. It's just a cupcake and you can enjoy it more. Plan to have a cupcake, have the cupcake, be done with the cupcake. Video done. To break this cycle that 99.9% of people experience when it comes to trying to stick to a diet. Don't get rid of the treats. Don't get rid of the sugary treats completely, because you're going to be setting yourself up to fail. You don't need to get rid of these treats, but what you do have to do is you have to create a system around them. Right, during these times or during this time, I'm allowed this portion of the thing that I enjoy eating. I can have that. Tick that off and be done with it. And then during that time, you can have it guilt-free. It almost tastes better when there's no guilt attached to it. And you can create this whenever you want. What's the time in the week that you want to have your treat? Have it. Write it down. This is the time I'm going to be having it. Linda's got a party next Sunday with Johnny, and they're going to be serving chocolate chip muffins. All right, so on Sunday, you're going to Linda's party with Johnny and you're going to have a chocolate chip muffin. No problem. Enjoy. You can do that. However, don't feel the guilt. The guilt is when we do things we're not meant to do. Now, how do you get rid of guilt? Do it when you're meant to do it. This is just one of the many micro habits that I had to go through to get into a physique that I was proud of. I went from someone that was 88 kilograms and 25% body fat. By the way, I'm 5'6". That is way too heavy. I've managed to come up with a system and strategy where I'm able to completely dictate the way I look. If I want to look a bit bulkier, I can do it. If I want to get shredded quickly, I can do it. If I want to maintain my body weight and train for performance and not aesthetic, I can do it. Why? Just because over the years I've learned micro habits that have enabled me, someone that hasn't got the best genetics, to get into an elite physique, to achieve an elite physique, and to achieve an elite performance in the gym. In the link below, there's a course, no fluff. It's 3 pillars that you need to master: physical, mental, and nutritional. And then once you've done that, you can join into our community. And I help like-minded guys that don't have the best genetics still achieve elite results. Just through a couple micro strategies and a bit of love. That's all we need. So until the next one, I'll see you later.